What a Sunday it was in Lincoln. First ever sellout crowd for a women's game at Pinnacle Bank Arena, and the Huskers delivered against Caitlin Clark and company. Nebraska rallying from 14 down in the final quarter to top the second-ranked Hawkeyes 82-79. Jaz Shelley had 10 points in the fourth, including the three there that put the Huskers on top for good. Jaz Shelley joins us now. She is our big interview. Jaz, congratulations on an amazing game on Sunday. What did that win mean to your program, particularly coming off what was a disappointing showing the previous time out against Rutgers?
Yeah, and that's that. I think that our team really needed this one for our confidence. I think we got that. We're capable of this night in and night out, and I'm really proud of our team being able to bounce back. We got a win against Michigan this week as well, so I think now we're on the upward trend, and I'm really proud.
What was the discussion beforehand for your team? I mean, it's a really interesting situation, right? You know you're going to have an incredible opportunity to be on the biggest stage in your game. You've got a sellout crowd. You have Caitlin coming, chasing this record. You know, obviously, all of the notoriety that's gotten her, and deservedly so. But you're a team that's sitting on the bubble somewhat here, maybe a little bit uncertain in terms of NCAA opportunities. You got the world watching. What was the discussion like for you guys?
Yeah, we just wanted to treat it like every other game. We didn't want the bright lights to get too much. We had a focus on just staying locked in within our team and just focusing on each other, and everything was inwards, and let's not look out, let's not look what's going on, and just stick together as a team. And that was pretty much the game plan.
Take me through those final 30 seconds there. You hit that three, which we showed on the way in, to give your team the lead. You hit a bunch of free throws down the stretch as well. What's going through your mind when you go from taking the lead to, hey, we're going to win this thing?
Yeah, I think just continuing to have that belief. Our teammates the whole time are like, we got this, we still got this. And I think that reassurance was really nice. But also I think my mind just went somewhere else, and I was like, I need to do everything I can to win this game right now. So it was pretty cool.
Take me through the aftermath, the court storm, the celebration, the last couple of days. Like what stands out when you replay the events of the last 48 hours or so in your mind?
Yeah, it's pretty surreal. I would say I woke up this morning and it kind of really sunk in for me, but now we're over and looking over Ohio State scout. So
Yeah.
kind of have to shift our focus pretty quick, but it's a really surreal feeling, and it's really good for our team.
Take me into it. Take me into that moment when the fans stormed the court, when you realize the game's over. Like what do you remember about it?
I'm actually pretty lucky that we had our men's team that was sitting courtside watching our game. So they were actually the first ones to come out and storm the court. They're pretty used to it now. So it's pretty cool to have them a part of it. I ran into a bunch of people, a bunch of my teammates, and we almost all got knocked down. It was a pretty cool feeling.
What was it like to celebrate with your teammates in the locker room after? Describe that scene.
Yeah, we were waiting for coach to get in. Everyone came in one by one because we were all kind of stuck in the middle of the court. But as soon as she came in, we had the waters out. We had a shower. It was sweet. It was a really cool feeling.
I think part of what made it so cool, and you brought this out in your post-game interview, is that your parents were there from Australia, as people have probably gathered from listening to you, or certainly probably know your story by this point that you are from Australia. I mean, that's hardly around the corner. They had gotten there, from what I gathered, the day before, right? What did it mean to have them there, and what were your interactions like with them after the game?
Oh, it was everything. We don't have anything like this, like 14,000 sellout. It was unreal for my parents to be able to witness that, and for them they're all in tears. It was a really cool feeling to celebrate that with them.
How frequently do they get here? Like, how many of your games have they seen historically in your time in college?
So my grandparents almost come every year except for the pandemic. And then my mom hasn't seen me play in 2 years.
Wow. Wow, that's pretty amazing. I would say she wins the good timing award there. They should invite her more frequently. Your parents both have basketball backgrounds, I know, and that's part of how you got into the sport. Tell me about like where they played and how they encouraged you to become a player, and a couple of your siblings as well.
Yeah, so we grew up in the country part of Victoria, And so both my parents played professional basketball. I grew up around it. Both my older brother and older sister played. My oldest brother actually went to a Division II college, Kentucky Wesleyan, for basketball. And so I kind of watched him go to college, and that's kind of how I got my love, my passion to want to go overseas as well.
What are your first memories of playing basketball?
So there's three of my siblings, older sister, older brother, and a younger brother. And we would always play, we call it King of the Ring. I think you guys call it King of the Court or Ones. We played that almost every day in the backyard.
Tell me a little bit about Mo, Australia. I have to admit, I've never heard of Mo. I looked it up. Looks like maybe 90 minutes or so from Melbourne. Describe your hometown.
Yeah, it's a very small town. We pronounce it Moe. That's where I kind of spent all my
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Spent all my junior career there. I actually moved a little closer to the city just before I was about 16, just to be closer to basketball. But Moe is a really great place, hard-working town, and I'm really proud to be from there.
How did your recruitment work once you decided you wanted to come to the U.S. for college?
Yeah, so I was fortunate to have the coaches come out and watch me represent my country at World Championships, and that's kind of how they recruited me from there. And then me and my family came over and took a couple of visits. Everything seemed great at that time. I didn't really know what I was looking for. Every school was unreal. And then we just did the recruiting process and like normal, and I came over to the U.S.
You know, it's interesting. There are so many Australians playing college sports in the U.S. now. I mean, I think there was a time when it was kind of notable, Luke Longley or whoever it was kind of back in the day. It's really not that notable anymore. I mean, practically every punter, it seems, in college football is from Australia. But you were mentioning, you said we have nothing like this in Australia. I mean, it is pretty amazing, right? 14,000 people watching non-professionals play a sporting event. Like, when you try to explain that to people back home, like, is there a comprehension of how big this is and how meaningful it is?
No, it is very hard to explain. In Australia, we have universities, but they're not really tied in with sports. We play professional basketball from a young age. So telling people I'm coming over here to play college basketball, they don't quite understand it. But now seeing how much attention that college basketball's got, especially in the women's, I think they're starting to understand what's happening over here now.
Yeah, no doubt. So you actually went to Oregon originally, were there for a couple of years, then decided to transfer. Why did you ultimately decide to go to Nebraska?
Nebraska's always been my home away from home. Even when we had some bushfires and stuff in Oregon, I came to Nebraska to visit some of my best friends. I've always had a tie here. People are so genuine. I'm in love with the fans. I really feel like I have a family here, and that's what makes this place so special.
So you guys beat number 2 Iowa, and as you were mentioning at the beginning, as you started to flip the page, you get number 2 again. This time it's number 2 Ohio State. So you got to be refocused fairly quickly. They're quite good, as we know. What's the scouting report on the Buckeyes? What are you focused on for this one?
Yeah, Ohio State, a very, very talented team. All around, they have some incredible pieces. They're long, they're athletic, they turn the ball over. It's going to be a tough one, but we like the number 2. But they're an incredible team, so we're looking forward to matching up with them tomorrow.
That sounds great. Jaz Shelley, really a pleasure to visit with you. Regards to everyone in Moe. I'm sorry that I blew the name. I just looked at it. It looked like Mo to me. But yeah. Apologies to all Moians. But again, congratulations on your incredible career to this point, and we look forward to seeing what's next here for the Huskers.
Thank you so much for having me.